Welcome back to the 1 Minute Trader podcast. Today, I'd like to talk about, after training hundreds of traders for the past 11 years and being a trader myself for the past 28 now, what are qualities that I look for in successful new traders? And this really is in response to a question I got from a reader that wrote in and said, hey, in your opinion, what are the best qualities needed to be a decent trader? It's a difficult question because different kinds of trading require different skill sets. It is a difficult question. So, for example, many hedge fund portfolio managers have great or superior analytical skills and are able to detect themes around, within tons of data and often noisy data. Now that's much different than somebody that is trading for a week or 2 or 3 weeks and is not in positions for longer time frames. So many of the best market makers down on the floor were really good because they had really an uncanny knack for processing mentally the level of concentration needed to stay on top of the order flow. So as orders are coming in, going out throughout the day, they were really able to highly focus, highly train themselves to behave as a market maker. This is a very different skill set than the first person that I laid out for you as a hedge fund analytical manager. So that's why it's a tricky question to answer. This is why I want to emphasize that matching your style of trading to your strengths is really important as you go along. What are you good at? Are you good at sitting in front of a screen and trading ticks, or are you better at longer term analytical type trading, or somewhere in between? These are really the questions that you have to ask yourself as you proceed down this path. If I had to identify, however, 5 qualities, and that's what I'm going to call today's podcast, 5 qualities I look for in successful traders, these are going to be the things that I've typically found over and over again that work for people. Number 1, the capacity for prudent risk taking. What do I mean by this? And all of these are going to use this keyword capacity. So how much can you stand? How much can you fill up yourself in the capacity for risk taking? So successful traders are neither impulsive nor are they risk averse. So it's a balance again. So prudent risk taking. What is your capacity? They are also not afraid to go after markets aggressively when the opportunity shows itself. Number 2, the capacity for rule governance. What do I mean by that? Rule governance basically means you have your rules, you have your stops. Are you good at taking those stops? Do you have the self-control needed to follow the rules in the heat of the battle, including position sizing and risk management? So the capacity for rule governance, number 2. The third quality that I have seen over and over again that you're going to need as a successful trader on any level is the capacity for sustained effort. So I talk about this all the time. Can you get up every day? Do you like trading? Do you like sitting in front of a screen if you're trading on a shorter term nature? Do you have the stamina that is necessary along with the self-control needed to follow the rules in the heat of the battle? And can you stay in the game and be productive in the time that you're spending trading? So research, preparation. Can you work on yourself? Can you take critical thought from a mentor? Do you have a mentor? These are the issues for sustained effort, I believe, in the long time. What do you do? Are you working on yourself outside of market hours? Do you have hobbies? Are you doing things with charity and community work? All of this is the capacity for sustained effort. Number 4, capacity for emotional resilience. You're going to lose as a trader. Long-term trader, short-term trader, analytical, technical, fundamental, it does not matter. You will lose money. you will lose money consistently. And do you have the resilience? One thing that I look for often is former athletes, because athletes are used to losing games, losing matches, losing points, and picking themselves up and starting the process all over again. So this is important. Number 4, the capacity for emotional resilience. The successful traders will not be too quick to lose their self-confidence and motivation in the face of a loss and be easily frustrated. So that's a real key point here. Number 5, the capacity for sound reasoning. Successful young traders, I've found, or older traders really, usually are good at mixing the balance between data and their views of the market. You need to be able to see the market in the moment, but you also need to know when it's changing, and that feeling of change is one that takes hours in front of a screen, obviously. So do you have the patience in collecting the information to not jump the gun and make a conclusion and just want to trade? These are the key components for sound reasoning. So if you want to develop yourself as a successful trader, these are the 5 key qualities that I would focus on. You're never going to know everything, and don't pretend that you're going to know everything. Be willing to learn, be willing to absorb the wisdom from market mentors and the market itself. Very key points. And be able to know when to get out of a bad position and when to ride a very good position. So never be defensive. You're gonna have a learning curve that's going to be very painful if you're a defensive type personality. So identify those key traits. Keep your journals. Gauge the amount of time that you're spending behind the screen. Is that important? Do you need to be behind the screen? I find I can do most of my trading in about an hour and a half in a day. So keep that in mind, depending on the type of person, the type of trade. But these 5 key qualities, I think, are important if you want to be a successful market participant. Thanks again. I'm Matt Davio with the 1 Minute Trader podcast. And as always, this podcast is brought to you by Trade Ideas. And if you're looking for some type of software that can help you develop what you think you have as good ideas, Trade Ideas I've been using for 20 years now. If you go to www.trade-ideas.com/OMT, you will be able to get some exclusive pricing that we have here from the 1 Minute Trader with Trade Ideas. Again, I was one of the early adopters back in 1997, 1998. It was a long time ago. I don't know exactly the year, but I love the product when I'm scouting stocks that I have screens for that I've built using the Trade Ideas platform. It's simple to use. I don't know a ton about programming. I don't want to, and it helps me. Thanks again for listening, and any questions you have, drop me a line at matt@OneMinuteTrader.TV. Have a great day, and be careful out there.